Is the Navy Federal late night credit card hack, is it real or no? Is that really a thing? So let's talk about it today in this video. My name is Starr. If this is your first time joining me, please consider being a subscriber. Make sure you guys like the video, and I definitely want to hear your comments and what you really think about this topic. Okay, guys, so if you've never heard of the late night hack, I got a couple of TikToks that can explain it to you better than I can.
This is going to be the Navy Federal late night credit card hack. Now, if you're somebody with challenging personal credit and you're looking for at least $10,000 to $15,000 of approval on a personal credit card, this is what you want to be able to do. The average person decides to be able to go out and apply for a credit card with them around the morning or evening times, but this is not the best time to actually receive approval because there's an actual human looking over your application. Now, what we want to be able to do is get their system to go over our application instead of an actual human. And how we do that is by going into the Navy Federal app around the times of 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Central Time. This is when you're going to actually get their system instead of an actual human looking over your application. Now, what you want to be able to do is you want to go onto their green rewards card, because this is one of the cards that are known to give approval with challenging personal credit, and you want to apply for this card. Now, when you do, you're going to see the difference between the results of somebody actually going and applying in the morning, evening, or around the late night credit card Navy Federal hack. Let's get it.
So if you guys want to get a $25,000 credit card with Navy Federal Credit Union, all you need to do is apply at midnight. Nah, that's facts. But also, too, though, they just added a cash reward secure card, too, as a secure card for Navy Federal. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to go put $500 on that cash reward secure card, and also put $500 on the end reward secure card. And then in 6 months, both of them gonna graduate to unsecured credit cards if you're doing what you're supposed to do. So then you'll have two $25,000 credit cards, which is gonna equal $50,000 with Navy Federal, bro. Don't say I ain't never told y'all nothing. I hope y'all found this video informational. It was rich for when I'm gone.
So I don't understand how he think two $500 credit cards is going to magically graduate to 25,000. That math ain't mathing. I feel like we're trying to keep doing these little hacks to get away from doing the proper things with our credit. You know, like paying your bills on time, keeping your utilization low, not applying for too much credit in a short window of time. All those things right there play significantly in your credit score, right? And it's not all about the credit score. It's the credit profile that goes along with the credit score. Because I just did a video where you can have an 804 and get denied. Because that's what that video was. A person had an 804 and got denied. So we can do all these things about, oh, you just go at night and ain't no human looking at your actual credit profile. They just looking at your score. Do you think a person with a 500 credit score going to get a $25,000 credit card just because they think a robot or they think a computer is looking at the credit profile at that time of night? Y'all just be playing the Navy Fed face thinking that they stupid. They are the biggest credit union in the world. So therefore they have the best technology in the world. And y'all just be playing in their face instead of doing the right things. I don't sit here. I always tell you guys this. I don't sit here from a place of privilege, because at one point I had challenging credit too. Not because I had late payments, but because I always kept my credit cards maxed out. I always looked like I was broke. And because I was. Your credit report reflects what's going on with your money. Unless you just don't like to pay people. I talked about that too. Unless you just don't like to pay people, your credit report reflects what's going on with your credit, with your money, what's going on in your wallet. So if you got maxed out credit cards that you're not paying off every month, paying unnecessary interest, just like I did, so you're going to look risky, and therefore your credit score is going to reflect that. My credit score stayed in the low 600s forever just because of that. And then I would go applying for stuff knowing that I didn't have good credit and would get denied. So then I had a bunch of hard inquiries knowing I was going to get denied, but I was just praying and hoping that the computer would glitch or something, and the gods would shine on me, and and I get a magical approval, right? Right? And then we don't pay our bills, so then we let them go to collections. We let it go to collections on our credit. You know, we're not paying the things, or we're not setting up payment arrangements. We're not calling our collectors to make sure to try to stop it from going to collections. We try to duck and dodge people, you know. So I really don't think that late night hack is a real thing. And I'm saying this because I worked in banking, but I know somebody in the comments is going to push back, like, no, that's what happened to me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let y'all hear that from the horse's mouth. So hold on. Let me pull up that video. I'm going to let you hear that from the horse's mouth. That is not a real thing. Hold on.
There's a rumor going around that applying for a credit card or loan late at night can help you get approved for more money.
And that is false. There is no such thing as a midnight hack. Sadly, there are no easy breezy workarounds to getting approved for credit. I mean, unless you count maintaining good credit habits and improving your score. Brian here, delivering an assist late night from Navy Federal Credit Union. What can help, though, is understand what lenders are looking at when you apply, be it for a credit card, an auto loan, a mortgage, or any other loan. First things first, they're looking at your credit, your income and employment history, and your debt-to-income ratio. If you're applying for a loan and not a credit card, depending on the loan type, they'll also consider the value of your collateral. That's what you're pledging to secure the loan, the size of any down payment, the loan term you want, and any liquid assets. That's cash or other assets that can quickly be converted to cash. My very best tip, whenever you're borrowing, make sure you can afford the payments. Beyond that, get familiar with your terms and conditions or loan agreement. You know, those sheets of paper with all the critical details of your loan or credit card. What's that? You threw it away? Don't panic. Get that bad boy back out. Read it, understand it, put it in your playbook. Not sure where to find it? Have no fear. They're available electronically. Bookmark it so you have it on hand. No, for real, you never know when you'll need to reference it. It's the key to understanding all of the terms and conditions that come with your loan or credit card. We're talking fees, interest rate, APR, credit limits, cash advance options, and any other possible penalties or requirements. Don't be afraid to dig into the nitty-gritty. That knowledge will come in handy. All right, hopefully this helps squash the rumors. That's it. Plain and simple. Until next time, here's to making sense of your money together. Has she been here this whole time?
All right, guys. So y'all seeing that from the Navy Federal website, their own YouTube channel. That's where that come from. And so these guys are telling you, you're wasting your time. And they're telling you all the steps. Make sure that you are building good credit habits. I always tell you guys to make sure you're reading the terms and conditions on these loans and credit cards and stuff like that, because a lot of people do throw that information away. Therefore, when they get a APR increase or things like that, they be like, what's going on? Like, did you read that if you are late by even 1 day, it can increase your APR on certain types of lending products? Probably not. And so therefore, guys, I be trying to tell you guys what is real from what is false. What is real? The real things that you can do is you can build a healthy relationship with a credit union. I worked in credit unions for about, from 2007 to 2019 before I went to work for a community bank. And so when I tell you guys that the main thing that you can do with any financial institution, not just Navy Federal, but any financial institution, but especially credit unions, is to maintain a good relationship with them. Meaning using their products, checking account, savings account, debit cards, online banking, their products, the things that help generate income for the financial institution. So they're not wasting their money on you as a customer. So if you're treating your bank account like one of those cash places where you could just go and cash your check, well, they're going to treat you like that too, because they don't know anything about you. They don't know anything about your financial habits. You don't have your direct deposit going there, or if you do have your direct deposit going there, you're yanking it out at the ATM every time. So you're not using your debit card. You're not having stuff drafted in and out of your account, like your insurance, if you pay rent or mortgage or stuff. So they don't know anything about your financial habits. So then when you go in there, you're not building a relationship. So then if you go inside of that financial institution, mind you, if you're not using their products and you go apply for a loan and you don't have the most favorable credit, what do they have to go off of other than what they see on your actual credit profile and your credit score? That's all they have. But I've worked in credit unions where I've seen people that not have the best credit, but because they always had their money coming into the credit union, which showed stability in their income. They did not throw their account in the red. They just had some setbacks. Might have been some medical bills. Might have been where they just didn't call or try to work out something with a creditor and they got one late payment or something like that. Those things right there, if you have a good relationship with a credit union, especially with a credit union, they may overlook it because they have a relationship with you. A lot of y'all want to bank with these banks online and you don't want to go in and do in-person banking. You don't know the tellers. You don't know the lending officers. You don't even know like anybody in there because you've never been in there. You just go to the ATM and yank your money out, and you don't go and you don't try to form a relationship. And so therefore, people that have challenging credit or things that have, occurred, bankruptcy, divorce, and all that, if you haven't actually gone in and talked to a lending officer or talked to somebody that knows what your life challenges are, then when you need something, what are they going to base anything off of to try to help you? They don't have anything to base off of a relationship to help you because you have treated them like one of those check cashing places, right? And then when you don't use your credit union or you don't use your community banks and you try to get things, but instead y'all go to these cash app borrows and you're using Dave and you're using Earning and Money Lion and all those things. And then you got all that stuff drafting out your account. Then you want to go to your credit union. Then you want to sit in a loan officer's seat and ask, can you get a consolidation loan because you done got in over your head? Well, guess what? You should have been trying to get along with them from the get-go because now you look risky. What the guy said, debt to income ratio, all that matters. So that's why I try to tell you guys, do the things the right way, and then you won't be trying to find a hack, or you won't be trying to listen to people that are not telling you the truth. At the end of the day, there is no shortcuts to building a good credit profile. There is no shortcuts to building wealth, to building a foundation for wealth. There's no shortcuts to that. You got to do the right steps. You got to do those steps in order. But everybody wants to think that they can just skirt around doing those things. And what's going to happen? You're going to end up paying bukus of money for credit repair. They're going to dispute everything. And then maybe some of those things are going to fall off while it's in the dispute. But as soon as they validate and it's accurate information, it's coming right back on. Your credit score is going to still be terrible. And what you going to do? You end up having to do the steps anyway. So you wind up wasting valuable time when you could be doing it from the get-go. So if you don't have a relationship with a credit union, I'm gonna link a video that I made. I think I made it last year about how to pick the best credit union for your financial needs. I'm also gonna link a video about credit goals. What are your goals when it comes to your credit? What are the things that you want to use your credit for so that you're not applying for things that you don't need? Therefore, making yourself look risky and getting unnecessary credit inquiries. This is the education that we need because we're going out here and we listen to all these different people and we're not doing the right thing to help us get the thing that we want. So if you got to go to want to buy your first home or you want to get a car with a low interest rate, these are the things that you need. There are steps to all those things. There are steps. And it all starts with picking the right credit union that fits your needs, your current needs and your future needs, and working towards that by building a relationship with that credit union, building a relationship with the people that work in that credit union or the community bank, building a relationship by using their products, building a relationship by letting them see that you are responsible and not just doing all kind of willy-nilly stuff that looks risky. We got to understand that's what the credit profile is. It scores you on how risky you are. That's the score. It's a risk-based score. It really is. It's a risk-based score. How risky are you? Should I take a chance by giving you my money based on the information that I have? If you keep that in mind, every time you go to apply, especially for the things that you want, that you need, to move the needle for building wealth, then you're always going to succeed. But if you're just doing all kind of things, thinking that you're going to get ahead, if you did get a high limit credit card, if you don't have the income to back it up, like the guy said, you got to have the money to pay those bills. What's going to happen? You're going to max that card out and it's going to wind up getting charged off. And then you're going to wind up ruining a relationship with a really good credit union and then probably end up in bankruptcy. Because a lot of y'all want to skip the financial literacy part of this whole thing. Y'all want to skip that part. And that's how you end up in trouble. I did a video about that too, about this is going to hurt. Your credit is not bad, it's you are. Your habits are bad, and you got to change those financial habits. Okay. If you are ready to change those financial habits, then I want you to scan the QR code that's up here on the screen somewhere. I don't know where at, but on the screen somewhere, I want you to scan the QR code, and I want you to join my free Credit Ready program. If you're ready for some financial literacy, we are already over 450 members, new members that have joined within the last few weeks. And so we're about to really kick this thing off. I'm already doing polls about what classes that people are wanting to start doing in there. So make sure you get this free information while it's free. It's already a course in there that teaches you financial habits already in there for free. So it's no hidden fees. Once you get in there, it's nothing in there that's going to charge you for anything. Now, if you get in there between now and the end of the year, between now and December 31st, you will stay in there free for life. But January 1, I will be cutting on the monetization, and nobody will be getting in free after January 1st. So if you want to be in there free for life, be one of my first members that get in there now, this is your time. You got between now and December 31st, but you don't want to wait, because I'm going to be doing my monthly lives. I'm creating other classes in there, and I'm going to really, really focus in on trying to help the ones that are very serious. So if you're not serious, please do not come into my group, because I'm not about the games. I'm not about the games. Okay. Again, I do appreciate all the love. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment on this video. Let me know what your thoughts is, and I'm going to see you in the next one.